Hey, what's up guys? Shadow Steel here. Welcome back to Railworks Sundays. So, the other day, or well, not too long, like as of this recording, there was a bit of a news story where they announced that the Saluda Grade would be changed into a trail. And I decided I have the Saluda Grade route for Railworks. Why not go ahead and operate a service over the grade, the famous Saluda Grade. So we're going to be taking from Empties, the Belmont Empties. I was going to do the Belmont coal drag down the hill, but I tested that scenario and it's nearly impossible for me to actually figure out how to do that for now. But the upgrade is not too bad, honestly, for me. I'm going to be waiting for this freight to pass on us, by us. Red block there. Freight to pass over here. Blue boxcar, CSX boxcar, I'm assuming, and the Reading boxcar. A lot of, okay, there we go. Should be the end of the train. Get the clear. Yeah, we got the clear. Alright. Release the train brake. Here we go. And then release the locomotive brake. Okay, come on, you old fuck. Why are we... I thought... Oh! That was dumb. I forgot I'm in neutral. Alright. Back in. That didn't take long. Right, I'm gonna set the notch in the forward first of all, so we don't lose our train here. Got to put the lights on there. Gauge lights on. Gauge lights. There you go. And number board lights over here. Okay. Go ahead and open the windows. Get the fresh air in the locomotive here. So yeah, a little bit of a mix-up there. I forgot I had left the locomotive in neutral rather than forward, so I was throttling up and just sitting there. So, wait for this freight again. So, a little bit of a mix-up there. Here he comes. Make sure our locomotive brake comes off first. And we're set to dim, correct? Yeah, we're set to dim. Alright. The reverser set to forward. One thing I did learn about these locomotives pretty quickly was that unless you have all the brakes off, the throttle won't put out amps. Like, you can't get amps into the throttle. You have to have the throttle off, so for some reason you can't actually have the throttle on when you're braking. Which is odd. I figured you would want to keep those, like, we figured you would want to keep the throttle on when you've got some of the brakes on, like some of the brakes on, that so that you don't slide the wheels. But who knows? Yeah, we're in the Southern Railways high hood locomotives. That's probably one of the more iconic locomotives you would have seen on these rails here. You would have seen a couple of Norfolk and Western locomotives back in the day and whatnot, so. I like the fact that there's an EOT that's stuck on the back of these trains now. Alright. The freight car sounds need to be a little bit better. Oh, M&W. Southern. Wait for the switch to line up. There it goes, lined up. Should we get the clear now? Yeah, we got the clear. Horn could be better though, honestly. Release the brakes. Release the brakes and bail off. A couple notches on the throttle here, see if we can move forward without rolling backwards. And instantly start rolling backwards. Come on! Nope, that's not enough. Come on. You really gotta get to notch 6 to actually get this thing moving. What the hell? Yeesh. Very annoying. I think we're slipping a little bit, but oh well. Doesn't matter. Alright, now we're moving. We got a crossing up ahead, though. Okay. Alright, there we go. Should be a crossing up here, honestly. I want to say there's one. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, wait. Nope. Notch down. There you go. I'll open up the door so I can actually see out the door. It's going to take us a bit to actually get out of the siding here. A large train back there. Is there a cab there? Nope, no driver. There we go. Oh, I think that is a crossing up here. Yep. I like how I have everything open and the horn's still muffled. That's stupid. But oh well. Why am I speeding? Okay, well we lost a couple points there, not by much. I do like the fact that the windows and door are open quite nicely. Alright. Back to the rear of the train here. There's a crossing over there too. Interesting. The grade's quite nice, though I can't hear any freight car sounds out of these cars. That's unfortunate. We'll notch it up at least once. Now there is a point in the line, I think it's right before 35, where it actually kind of drops down in speed, the grade drops. So I'm going to try and make sure I don't lose my train out of control there for a little bit. Alright, keep her moving. Got the air spitter going off too, which is nice. Back over here. Oh god. There we go. I wish I could lead. There we go. So yeah, the Saluda Grade has been inactive since 2001. The last train that ran over the grade was in 2001. And it's been the Norfolk Southern has said that they've originally said that they mothballed the line back in 2001, and then we're gonna, just in case, I think it was just like overflow traffic that they wanted it, like in case of overflow traffic they were gonna operate it again, like they were gonna open it up again later, just in case. It was one of those situations where it's like where the grade itself was like so. Like, it was difficult for them to maintain. It was one of those rail lines that was like, why are we even using this? because the one industry that kept them alive was actually a wood chip, or paperboard, I think was, to use railroader as an example. But yeah, it was one of those situations where they didn't really need it, and they decided to just cut it up. Well, not cut it up. The rails are still there for now. But it was one of those situations where they really was one of those rail lines that was just like, why are we even using this? Like, this is so absurd. It's a 5% grade at a certain point. Like, the peak of the grade is 5%. That is steep. Like, the steepest mainline grade in the United States, aside from Saluda, I think is Kicking Horse Pass over in Canada. Well, that's not in the United States, but still, you get the point. Like, in North America, the steepest mainline grade is Kicking Horse Pass, and I think that's like a 4%, and it's like a constant 4%. And they have to go through a bunch of loops and everything just to get that train to, just so they can get it up the hill. It's like something insane over there, and that's in the Rockies. So, to think that in Appalachia, South Carolina specifically, that they have there's a particular part of the line that is literally a nearly 5% grade, and it's a short but constant 4%, like constant 4 to 5% grade. And it's like, what the hell was going on? Like, what were they smoking? Well, rather, what were they drinking? Because it's the 1800s when they built this line. But it was one of those situations like, what in the world was going on in your heads to do this? So, going up to Lahandrum? Can't tell. Got another crossing coming up too. We'll leave our bell on. Go to the other side. There's the police car again. Took a nice screenshot of that with the 611 there. There we go. Right through. And we're gonna slow down here. I think this is coming up to the yeah, there it is. That signal, I think, signifies where the oh shit, a lot of crossings here. I love the whistle boards, honestly, in this route. The little southern style whistle boards have always been my faves. It's always been nice. Even as a St. Louisan, like that, like a Midwesterner, they look nice. There's the 35. So that's where the grade kind of dips down for a little bit, and we gotta be careful of that. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Fly. Initial reduction. There's a bit of a hill here, so we gotta be careful. Slight hill, not by much though. Let it release. Just boost it up here a bit because we're going up. We're going downgrade. You can kind of see it just on the map there. Just barely though. It's a 1% downgrade for a little bit. Okay, so I think this is called a. I want to say this is a type of thing called a. Oh yeah, it's a hogback. That's what it is. Because we have a bunch of them here in Missouri. The Cuba subdivision is kind of famous for having a lot of those out there. Between St. Louis and Newburgh. There's a bunch of hogbacks, which is the grade going down and then back up again. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, that's kind of weird, but okay. Like they follow the terrain a little too much. Okay, here we go. Well, we've already sped quite a bit here. We're down to 980 in terms of our points, but I'm not worried about the points too much. So, Everything's made up, but points don't matter. You know? Okay, there's the signal. Clear block. Gonna give it a bit of a throttle input there. I mean, I'm going a little slow here, honestly. That much is true. Do a bit more. And this is where the grade goes back down. You can see it on the map down there, where the grade just dips after the 35%, this 35 mile an hour limit. So what I'm going to probably have to do is I'm going to have to set up dynamics as soon as we get through this. And this is kind of one of those areas where you're like, yeah, it's right here. I'm going to stay at notch 4 for a little bit. You can see our speed kind of slowing down, but not too much. There's the 35 limit. Pretty sure those speed signs don't actually work, but oh. And then we're coming through here. I don't think we have mid-train helpers, but you know. Oh, I think I'm on dim still, aren't I? Yeah. I'm gonna turn on the light. Got the grade kind of squealing by. Now we should be on the downgrade here, where it's actually going to give us a bit of a boost. I'm not going to be too bad on this. Going about 10 miles an hour under, 20 miles an hour under the speed limit, that's not too bad. That's actually not a bad shot there. Okay. Trying to get a good shot of this train kind of rolling through. The bright white lights are just weird. Not great. There we go. Oh, you see the door open. That's funny. I might, honestly, what I might do... Wait, there is an engineer in the other locomotive. I think there's engineers in each locomotive. That's funny. Huh. We only got 3 units on our front end here? Do we have 3? No, we have 4. Okay. I need to double check on that, like, the other unit there. I want to see if we got an engineer. Do we have an engineer? No, no driver. Okay, so there's no driver on the lead locomotive there, or the second unit there. I thought I saw one, but I might have been blind. Here's another hog back here. Kind of picking up speed too, actually, which is nice. We're at notch 4. We're kind of half notched. Or half throttle here. Oh god. Woo. Kind of picking up speed here. That's what I'm looking for here, boys. Well, kind of, yeah, so you can see down there where the grade kind of dips and then goes back up. Just barely though. It's not a lot, but it's enough where you can actually tell how fast we're going. I'm going to cut down the throttles here. I think we're at this point now. We're significantly off on the downgrade. We can actually negate. We kind of worry about that later. I want to say there's a crossing coming up here I want to be careful of. Yeah, there it is. I see it. That little notch there kind of tells me where it's at. Nice. Alright. And we're at 23 miles per hour right now. We're picking up speed though. The whole train's on the grade now. Go ahead and get some dynamics in here. Save wear and tear on the brakes. Oh, I have the bell flow going. Whoops. You can barely hear it. What is that? That's a mile. That's a speed post, I think. Or either that or it's a mile post. Okay, now we're on the upgrade. Let's see, how are we doing dynamic-wise? We're on notch 3. And we can go about 35. I'm just choosing kind of to slow down here a bit to keep our points going here. So the dynamic fan's kind of going up there. Kind of nice. The door. Might as well close the door. That sounds very fucking tinny. Doesn't sound very hefty, honestly. Then again, these are like old pieces of crap models. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not like the greatest fucking thing, honestly. I do like the fact that the brake system is done by Smokebox, the guy who's done a lot of like, who's done a lot of work for like the Union Pacific Big Boy, Challenger, and 484 Northern, the FEF3. And his latest project looks like it's going to be quite fun to have another 060 switcher to kind of mess around with, because we need like a dedicated 060 switcher. And it's kind of nice that we've got so many great developers of trains and railroading content, especially American Steam and Diesel, yet none of them live in the United States of America. That always surprises me. Because Smokebox himself, he's actually, like, I think he's mentioned that he lives in Scotland. You have Machine Rails and Diesel Workshop, which, by the way, is the same guy. Diesel Workshop and Machine Rails is done by the same guy. And that one guy is over in Brazil. You got DSG DDR, another Brazilian who does amazing freeware steam locomotives. And then, I mean, like you got all this equipment, all this great American equipment. Repo, I think he's another guy that's like not actually in the United States. I don't know exactly the details, but most of their content is mostly German stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are a German developer. They've made like a couple of great electrics. So we're coming up to a 20 now. Oh, we're in Troy. Okay, nice. Okay, we're actually coming up to the base of Saluda here. Honestly, love just how this little area, like the grade here and the beautiful kind of, it looks kind of samey, but when you have like the fall colors and everything, it looks amazing. Oh, we got another crossing coming up. I wanted to do a fall scenario, but I just don't have, like, I don't have a good scenario built up or anything like that. We got another 20. We got a 20 coming up here. We probably should slow down. Alright, shut the throttle. Might need to apply brakes. Depends. Will we slow down in time? No, we won't. Just apply a minimal reduction. Just get her down to about 20 miles an hour. With brakes. Go. Alright, we are at 20 miles an hour. Got 20 coming up here. Alright, notch it up. I wonder, does the N and M key, yep, they do. That's what I thought. I figured those were triggered by that key. Okay, so we got the windows up, mirrors up now. Well, that's nice. I think it's shift. Eminem to get the other ones going. So. Move! Got the amps going. But we're just now approaching the 20 limit here. Come on! There we go. Now we're going. Now we're picking up the speed. No, we're not. We're still kind of slowing down here. Come on. Gotta be at notch 5, eh? Alright, not too bad. I love the squealing tire nature of this. Sometimes it just looks great. Anyway, back to kind of the history of Saluda. There's a great video by Delay and Block Productions. Shout out to his video. I might actually link it in the description below if anyone's actually... What the fuck? Okay. If anyone's actually interested in it. It was a video of just basically the history of Saluda. Like, and kind of how it was abandoned and everything. So it was one of those, like, things where it was like, okay, well, that's pretty cool. Kind of goes into the history and the details about the route and everything. And just the final days and stuff like that. It was a really nice little documentary. I really highly recommend watching it. Kind of on the same level as then there was only one documentary, which is the documentary of 1745-01. And that one's another nice documentary if you want to listen, like watch the history of like the early days of the Southern Steam Program, the history of how 4501 was saved and all this kind of stuff. Like there was like it was a really nice documentary, and there's like a couple of these Southern Railroad documentaries that are out there that are really nice. So. But yeah, that's honestly like the grade out here. It's tough. It really is. So I'm not too surprised by it. Trying to maintain speed here is kind of tricky too, especially when you go on an upgrade here. I'm definitely going to have to split this episode into 2 parts because we're going to be doing like 2... Because we're going to have to be going up Saluda and then we're going to have to go... Whoops. And we're going to have to... I didn't even see the crossing sign. Where the fuck was that at? Whatever. But, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah. Yeah, the Saluda Grade, quite an interesting history and kind of, interesting railroad, piece of infrastructure. I'm glad that, as of right now, they're actually turning it into trails, because, you know, it's better to actually, because I've heard, like, there are plenty of people that walk across it, and, like, it's still... Technically, because it's still under Norfolk Southern ownership, currently, you're still technically trespassing on right-of-way. It's a very dangerous area to kind of walk along right now. Now, granted, I'm not sure if that's actually, like, if the Norfolk Southern thing is actually accurate, but I'm pretty sure it is, because I actually had to negotiate with Norfolk Southern to actually, like, get the trail thing working. So I wouldn't be surprised if it actually is under Norfolk Southern ownership still, which, I mean, again, it's a very, like, it's very out of the way. I mean, you can see the route already. It's like, it's very, like, there's not a lot of things around here. So the line is basically just, like, you can travel quite a ways along the line and not see much in the way of, like, stuff and whatnot, so. Coming up to another crossing here. Picking up a little bit of speed here. Make sure we're coming up to the crossing here. Well, we're speeding. Didn't even see that. Trying maintaining our speed is kind of the tricky bit, because you gotta be careful of like how steep you're going and everything. Come on, get her going. By the way, this episode is being released. This one's recorded before, like after another episode I've got planned for next week. I actually decided, like, there was actually a plan to release a different video. This coming Sunday, and decided change it out with the because of the news with the Saluda Grade, and I had something like, it's timely thing. Yeah, you got that going for you. But yeah, that's I'm probably gonna split this up. Yeah, I really am gonna have to split this up into 2 parts because again, like it's 100% gonna be a long fucking episode because this scenario is 85 minutes. So splitting up into 2 parts might actually make sense. I think once I get to Melrose out there, I'm gonna split technically end the episode, and then we're gonna continue on by just climbing Saluda. Tapping the throttle is kind of interesting here. All right, we got about 3 miles to go before we hit Saluda. 3 1/4. The 20 mile an hour speed limit's not too bad. It's like after a while you're like, okay. Didn't attach very well on the side there, did it? Yeah, whatever. It's also very fucking muggy in my room. Probably should have kept my window open, the fan in the window. I actually would have kept it somewhat cool. Probably do that when I get to Melrose. It's like 90-degree weather outside, and muggy as all hell in the Midwest. I mean, I mentioned it before, I'm a St. Louisan, so we got the 3 different rivers all near us. Merrimack, Mississippi, and Missouri, all here. And it's just like walking into a wet washcloth, as the local meteorologist would say. So, we're coming up the Melrose here, about 3 miles out. Okay. Got a milepost going on over there. Yeah, once we get to the base of the grade, which Melrose is the base of Saluda, essentially. The route itself, the Saluda, the actual hill that we're coming up to is just starting at Melrose. That's the start of the 5% grade, essentially. But we're on the, oh god, what is it called? Like, the actual route division's actually got a name. I don't know what it is exactly. Probably should have learned about that. It's like, something... It's a subdivision, and this is a more famous, like, this part, like, Saluda is part of a larger subdivision. And that's kind of the thing I kept trying to figure out here. Keep her going, keep her going. So, I think that's about halfway through the scenario is Melrose. Yeah, Melrose is about the halfway part. Which, granted, that's about right, because you're going to be climbing Saluda for the rest of the way up. I'm going to pick up speed here a little bit. Alright. Alright. I'm getting there. Oh boy, oh boy. About 2.5 miles now. Got the signal coming up here. That's good. And we didn't murder our points too bad. I think the last time I tried to play this scenario, I murdered my points like to all hell. What the hell? Okay, yeah, there's one here and there. So I wasn't really like paying attention. But then again, I was like just making sure I could actually do the damn scenario. Not worried about the points or anything like that. Everything's made up, points don't matter, like I said. Right, keep her going, keep her going. And once we get to Melrose, I'm gonna end the episode, or this part of the episode. Like I said, there's like again, I have to split this up into 2 parts. We're already recording about let's see here, about 30 minutes, 25 minutes. Yeah, we've already been recording for 35 minutes, and we've got another about 40 minutes to go in the scenario, because we gotta go all the way down there, which is another 20 miles. That's another hour, essentially. Judging by the speed limits, anyway. I don't know if the speed limits change after this or not. Like, once you get over Saluda, the speed picks back up, or something like that. But I wouldn't be surprised. But I want to save, like, the best part of these run, because everybody loves climbing Saluda. Everybody loves that, like, look to it, that feel, that, like, that just incredible, like, Notch 8 performance. So, best to save it for the next video. And besides, I've been trying to keep things short, and the next episode of Railworks Sundays, after this, the Santa Fe episode that I have, that's over an hour long, and God knows I need to cut that. Try and do something with that where it's like not too bad, because I don't think I talked about the entire video. But I hope, again, these are enjoyable runs for me. I love playing these games. I love playing like the train games and everything like that. And to know that this route, while it has since been abandoned in real life, you can still technically go across it over various games now. I mean, I think there's a version in the Trains with the Z series. And then there's this one, and I believe there's another version for Open Rails. I think the only game that I do not believe has a version of it is Run 8. And granted, that's mostly West Coast stuff to begin with, and you know, not more modern equipment. But even in Railroader, there's Red Marble, which is basically is the equivalent of Saluda, with being about a 5% grade almost all the way up. Which, by the way, fun fact, that episode, the climb to Red Marble, is going to be kind of fun. Because we got our train going to we got our train going to Nantahala next episode. So we got that going for us. After a couple episodes from here. Because in next episode we go to Bryson, and then the episode after that we go to Nantahala. I kind of do it episode by episode. To make sure everything goes well. And there it is, a 1 1/4 mile. And I see it on the map there a little bit, actually, the HUD map, the F4 map. Then we got to be careful when we get over to the top of the grade. So the wheels don't look too bad. I just noticed them. They look more like model train wheels, honestly, to me. But, like, that's fine for a game like this. You're not looking for a, super realistic look to it. At least not from my point of view. I've never been one to be really into the realistic look of a train game. I've never been one to, go for the realism aspect of it. I've always been, these were always my fantasy type games. These were always, the escapism thing, because if I wanted to operate a real life train, I would try to do that, even though I full well can't do that because of my autism and various other disabilities. I mean, I'm blind in the left eye, for God's sake, so I can't even pass an eye exam in that regards. You need your eyes to actually see the signals and everything. So I don't even think there's I wonder. I do wonder if there's any engineers out there that are partially blind or something that do operate locomotives or something like that, or do something with the railroads to this day because, you know, they just wanted to. You know, perseverance is key there. You gotta do the thing, as Heist would say. Coming up to Melrose now. And we're gonna have to reduce our throttle here a bit. We got a 15 coming up. But that's on the very approach. That's more of an inspection point, I think, for the 15%, or 15 mile an hour. Not 15%. What the fuck am I saying 15%? Okay. Oh boy. Whew. I wish we had a good model of 611 for this game, though, I gotta admit. Well, we got a yellow block. Yellow approach. We're good. Red block. Alright, we're down to 15 miles an hour, just naturally. Nice. And here we are at Melrose. Alright, well, that's not too bad. Melrose, the start of the grade is just further up the line here. Here it is. There we are. The start of Saluda. Clearly see it. I mean, my God. Like, that's something, honestly. That's really, that's where you don't want to go. You don't want to run off the tracks and then end up in this dirt. I want to end up in the dirt here. I actually have to increase my throttle because I'm slowing down. I do like the fact that technically this runaway track is kind of abandoned. You can kind of tell. So it's kind of quote-unquote abandoned by this point. I think there's one runaway track that's like that was active by the 90s, which is when this route is kind of set. This route is kind of set between the 90s and 2000s, I want to say, somewhere around there. So it's not like too bad. We're approaching Melrose. We're in Melrose now. We're now waiting for the train to kind of get up the grade here. That's the grade right there. And this bridge kind of signifies the grade itself, the start of the grade. There he is. He's on this track here. There we go. And how long have we been recording for? About 40 minutes. I knew it was going to be about 40 minutes by the time I got done with this. Because it said it was an 85-minute scenario, so that's one of those things where, like, yeah, best to actively pay attention to like your recording time versus the actual scenario time, because my space on my computer is not exactly the greatest right now. So I have a 1 terabyte hard drive. Most of it's filled up with freaking games and videos, which, by the way, I'm actually uploading a video as we speak. There we go. Kind of slow it down here. Okay. We'll slow it down. And as we pass the signal, past the runaway house, I guess it's called. I don't know what this is called anyway. I'm going to end the episode. So, like and comment down below. Subscribe if you guys want more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.